Alrighty, welcome to a Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. Set is on Arena. I want to get some battles in. We are in the ranked queue, and we've opened a Starving Revenant. 2 black for a 4/4, surveils 2 when it ETBs. Then each card you leave on top loses you 3 life, but you draw it. So if you want to keep 1 card, you get to keep 1, draw it, lose 3 life. 2 cards is 6. If you don't want either card, you don't lose any life, you don't draw any cards. It also has Descend 8. If you have 8 permanents in your graveyard, whenever you draw a card, it pings them for 1 and you gain a life. So there's also Bitter Triumph. I mean, clearly this card is fantastic. 2 mana, instant, destroy target creature or planeswalker. You can pay 3 life or discard a card as an additional cost. But I'm going to take the Starving Revenant. It's a rare. It also looks pretty good. If you start with this card, it's a pretty good Descend payoff, but it's also just a good card. 4 mana 4/4 that maybe draws you 2 cards, especially if you're in a spot where you can take the damage. Ooh, and look, another rare. 1 mana 1/1 Menace. If you descend it at the end of the turn, this gets a +1/+1 counter, and you can pay 3 and sack it to give a creature -X/-X, where X is its power. So, pretty strong little card. Its Gwent is also very good, but I think given that I took a black card, I should just take another black card, and they're both good, and they both pay you off for descending. It's also Skullcap Snail, Another Chance, and Green Freebooter all in the pack. So I think that this is a pretty good start. I mean, taking black rares back to back seems pretty good to me. So I'm pretty happy with that, and we'll see where we end up. Blue-black seems like a pretty natural fit, given that this has Descend 8, and this cares if you descended, so keep an eye out for those. But whatever the second color is that kind of has something going on, I'm happy to jump into. These cards both pay you off for being aggressive, but I think they could also both fit fine in like a mid-range deck or even a control deck. We'll have to see once we get some packs. Everyone has packs but me. It's unfair. Okay, so this, I could just take another rare. Red-black, destroy target creature or planeswalker, and if you descended, you get to kill a non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. That's pretty nice. There's also Ukenbach, the Great Mistake. 5 mana, 6/4 Vigilance Menace, and you can once return it because it gets a finality counter, but you have to have Descend 8 to do that. And then 2 mana, 2/2, and if you descended, make a treasure. I like that card too, but let's just take Molten Collapse. We're just going to be on the rare plan. Also getting a 3rd pick red-black rare, that's pretty good. Just 2 mana kill anything is a good card. Is a good sign, so I assume red-black is at least open, or at least the beginnings of it such. And I'm disappointed because we're probably not going to take a rare this pack. Ooh, on the other hand, 5 mana sorcery. You get to go look for 3 caves and put them into play. I do like that card, but I should probably take Deep Goblin Skull Taker. 3 mana 2/2 Menace, and if you descend it, it gets a +1/+1 counter. There's that, and then there's the mill 2, return 2 creatures. A blue-green uncommon, a mono-red uncommon. I think I'm just going to take the Skull Taker. It feels like now having 4 cards with descend on them means I'm going to be trying to do that thing, and the Skull Taker seems pretty solid if you're doing that. The mill 2, get 2 creatures back, Another Chance, is good, but I think I'd rather start with the Skull Taker and aim for a more aggressive curve here. I will play that card if I get it, but my priority is with taking names and or skulls. Okay, next up. All right, Echo of Dusk isn't bad. 2 mana 2/2 Vampire Spirit, and if you have 4 permanents in your graveyard, it's a 3/3 lifelink. I don't think Terrian Soul Cleaver is very good. I guess I could have taken 5 rares. Equip creature gets Vigilance, and then when another artifact or creature is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter on the equipped creature, which is just too slow and too hard to use. There's also Waterlogged Hulk. 1 mana, you just tap it to mill a card, and it has Craft with Island of 3 and a blue, turns into a vehicle. That is a pretty great descend card. Maybe I just take the Waterlogged Hulk because it's so much better at descending. And if we end up playing red-black, I'll miss out on a 2 mana 2/2. It's not a big deal. Oh, look. And then now there's 6 mana 4/4 flying, descend 4, bounce a permanent. Yeah, I am in for that. Another Echo of Dusk here, but also a lot of blue cards in this pack. I just think that Waterlogged Hulk is so good at enabling descend. It's just like the best at that, that getting one of those 5th pick is a pretty good place to be if I'm trying to descend, and then of course immediately following up with a good descend payoff, feels pretty good about that. So Molten Collapse, you know, maybe doesn't make the cut. Maybe I splash it. Who knows? But I do like the Waterlogged Hulk into Council of Echoes little pivot here to try to draft a blue-black Descend deck. And who knows? Maybe I'll play more than 40 cards. That is actually something that you can do in this format when you've got a ton of self-mill and you want enough permanents in your graveyard. Okay, this pack has a Sinuous Benthesaur, which actually has a pretty good Caves payoff, but I'm not really playing a Caves deck. 5 mana, 5/2, when it dies, discover 3, and a couple spells, and then a Cave that can enter as a copy of a land in a graveyard. Huh. I kind of just want to take the Primordial Gnar just as a permanent. Or I could take the Benthesaur. They both seem kind of bad. Maybe I'll just take the Ancestral Reminiscence. Alright, I'll take one of those. Oh, Canonized in Blood's interesting. If you descended, you had a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, and you can also spend 7 mana to turn it into a flyer. There's also a 5 mana 3/2 draw a card, and is flying with Descend, and 1 mana 1/1 when it dies, you scry one and make a treasure, as well as 3 mana 3/2. Put one of the cards on top, the rest in your graveyard. One ETBs. I think, given this, I think I might just take the Freebooter here. And then now I'll take an Echo of Dusk. I think that's a fine place to take that. Right, Molten Collapse, probably not making it. I kind of feel like taking extra permanence is good. Ancestral Reminiscence is a bit of a exception. Ooh, Skullcap Snail Wield. All right, I'm taking that. I do like Another Chance and all that, and Unlucky Drop's fine, but the Snail is awesome, and it's a permanent. So the tiebreaker should be you want almost all permanents in your deck. Ooh, Ukenbach came back. All right, yeah, that's a totally fine place to be. I feel like blue-black is the lane we're supposed to be in, and I'm excited to how this deck's going to be. I mean, getting a 11th pick uncommon, multicolor uncommon in your colors is a good sign, though that's not the best one. I'll take Out of Air, but I probably won't play it. But yeah, Ukenbach is a 5 mana 6/4 that comes back once, but also if you mill it with like Waterlogged Hulk or whatever, you might just get to cast it basically for free. I'll take Pirate Hat, but again, probably not running that one. And I've got a nice low curve, which makes Ancestral Reminiscence a little better. I like how this is going. Ooh, Sage of Days came back, so I might play that one. It does mill you a bunch. You can mill up to 3 cards. You're guaranteed milling 2. The question is, do you keep the 3rd? All right, so that was a really good pack 1, I think. So let's see what pack 2 has in store. Oh, Souls of the Lost. It's 2 mana. It's an additional cost. You have to discard a card or sack a permanent, but its stats are equal to the number of permanents in your graveyard. Yeah, this looks like the deck for that. I mean, having a sack of permanent's not nothing, or discard a card, but this is going to be like a 2 mana 6/7 a lot of the time. Tarmogoyf. All right, I'm in for Souls of the Lost. Plus, the policy of take the black rares remains. This pack is less exciting. I want almost all permanents, so I guess I could take Brackish Blunder or Ray of Ruin. Those are both okay. It's not a very good pack. The other option is to take like a 2 mana 3/3 that just doesn't really get to attack, because I'm not going to have very many artifacts. What would I rather have? I think I'd rather have the bounce spell over the Ray of Ruin, just because it's cheaper. Oh, Chupacabra Echo, there we go. 2 mana, or 2 black, 3/2, and it gives -X/-X, or X number of permanents in your graveyard. Oh yeah. This is one of the payoffs for doing this, and if I see another Waterlogged Hulk, I am in. Don't think I want Oaken Siren. I don't have a lot of artifacts. I guess I'll unhappily just take another 5 mana removal spell. I just don't think this card is anything to be excited about. And right now I've got 3 spells and 12 permanents. So you can afford to play a couple spells in this deck, but you really do want almost everything to be a permanent, so that when you mill this, you're milling a permanent. Sage of Days mills 3 permanents, just because you're trying to get up to Descend 8. Descend 4, Descend 8 on the Starving Revenant, and then the Chupacabra, the bigger the better. I mean, sometimes this thing can just take out a 6/6 dinosaur. Okay, well, I like where we're at. We've got, I think, a pretty reasonable curve here, and Chupacabra Echo's a nice payoff. Council of Echoes is a nice payoff. Ukbenbach is a nice payoff. So 3 pretty good payoffs. Deep Goblin Skulker and Stalactite Stalker are, I would say, medium payoffs. Like they're solid too. Okay, and yeah, not really into this pack. Do I take a cave, just a tapped blue land that you can later sack to discover, or do I take a 3-mana 2/1 that makes a map? I think I'll just take the Cartographer's Companion. It actually seems fine in this deck. There's also Frilled Caveworm, which is going to be a 4-mana 4/5 a good amount of the time. But I think I'd rather still just take the 3-drop, and I feel like I'll pick up Caveworms if I need them. Oh, I'm never going to pass Skullcap Snail. Well, I guess I did technically pass it in the first pack to take a rare, but it came back. And this is a lot better than Echo or Vito's Inquisitor or Runaway Boulder. Just getting the little like 1.5 for 1, 2 for 1 is just so sick. If they have a 2/1 and you play that card, the game's over. This is actually a nice card in a Descend deck. You get a permanent back, but I don't really feel a strong need to splash. So 5-mana 5/2 when it dies, discover 3. My biggest problem is I have a kind of a low curve. I have a bunch of 1s. You don't really want to discover into a 1-drop. There's also an Evolving Wilds land, or actually a Shire Terrace, which is kind of bad, but it does trigger Descend the turn you use it. I guess I'll just take that then. I think that there's a couple cards in my deck that I wouldn't mind doing that. Oh, okay, so now there's multiple. This card's not working right now. Boom. It's all red. Oh, just arena things. All right, a 1-mana sleight of, or 2-mana total sleight of hand, but it's a permanent, or a River Herald Scout. I think I just take the Scout. 2-mana 1/2 Explorer is pretty nice. And Waylaying Pirates. If I have an artifact, how many artifacts do I have right now? I have 2 artifacts total, and I don't even really have anything that makes artifacts. I think I'll just take another Sage of Days. I'm not the most excited about playing those, but I might if I have to. And we got plenty of playables here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got to cut some of them. Maybe this Brackish Blunder. Oh, I guess this is kind of a 3rd artifact. Echo of Dusk is a nice little payoff. Yeah, I think the Ancestral Reminiscence looks pretty good here. And this pack didn't have anything for me before, so that hasn't really changed. I'm out. Pirate Hat, huh? Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and an attacks, draw a card, and discard a card. I guess that's kind of nice with the Skullcap Snails. I don't know. Creature gets +2/+0 when it dies. I have some pretty good ETB stuff. All right, I'll take that card though, and I'm probably not going to play it. Here, I'll pass all these green cards just so whoever's passing me pack 3 knows green is open. They should go green. I mean, I guess it's probably a little too late to switch at this point. Actually, maybe I should have taken the 4-mana 3/3 Pirate. I'm kind of looking at this Pirate Hat now. I've got, because Greedy Freebooter's a pirate. It's decent on Stalactite Stalker. It's decent on the River Herald Scout. Echo of Dusk. I have a lot of cheap creatures. I think I wouldn't mind that, and maybe over one of the Sage of Days. Skull Taker as well. Yeah, all right. I mean, I have 14 creatures. Yeah, that makes the equipment a little bit more enticing. And getting to loot is nice. I don't think I'm going to play Vito's Inquisitor, but I'm just not going to play a 3rd Sage of Days either. Ooh, Busted Red-Green Rare makes a 5/3 +2 3/3s. I guess I'll just first pick a River Herald Scout. I'm not like the most excited about it, but 2-mana 1/2 and get some exploring going. There's also Mephitic Draught, but that's not really this deck. Screaming Phantom is something to consider because 3-mana 2/2 and it attacks mill a card. I guess my curve is actually pretty good. Maybe I just take the Screaming Phantom. I could see doing that. I think this deck does want the mill, and I have a lot of 2-drops. Oh, another Council. All right, I am in. This card's awesome. 6-mana 4/4 always bounce in this deck. Perfect. I wouldn't mind picking up one of these. I had to pass one of these in the last pack too, but I'll just take Council. And now I think I have all the high-end stuff I want. And in fact, I could probably cut this Ray of Ruin now that I have double Council and Chupacabra Echo. Take out the other Sage of Days. I'm hoping to replace that card. I wouldn't mind picking up another Waterlogged Hulk. And Souls of the Lost looks pretty good. This deck's got a lot of rares. How many rares? There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess only 3. Oh, because I took the Molten Collapse out, right? That was my 4th rare. Okay. But I like where we're at, and currently we're at 2 non-permanent spells. Okay, so this pack has some good ones. There's Waterwind Scout, 3 mana, 2/2 flying, make a map. Don't mind that. Visage of Dread, it makes them discard artifact or creature, and then you can craft into a 5/4. That's okay. And then Chart a Course, draw 2 cards and discard a card unless you attack this turn. I actually think I'm going to take Chart a Course. I have room for a few non-creature spells, and I have so many cheap creatures. A 2 mana draw 2 is just a really strong card. With Greedy Freebooter, Stocklight Stalker as 1s, and then a bunch of 2s, it seems pretty good. All right, I've had really bad experiences with Hurl into History, so I'm probably not going to take this card. I think I might just take a Frilled Caveworm as a 4 mana 4/5. Sounds pretty burly to me. Don't think I need another Ancestral Reminiscence, and Hidden Necropolis is just whatever. Okay, there's a Deathcap Marionette. 2 mana 1/1, Death Touch, and ETBs you mill to if you want to. There's also Tithing Blade, which makes them sack a creature, but I think I'd rather just take the Marionette. I have a bunch of reasons to have creatures over spells too, because I have Chart a Course, I have Pirate Hat if I play that, and I had another reason that I wanted to be attacking with my creatures, but no. Now I've lost it. Zalante, the Great Door, 3 mana, tap, draw a card, and discard a card, and then you eventually flip it and it taps for like 7 mana. That's kind of interesting. I feel like this deck, if any, is the deck that could try to use it. Let's go for it. This just fills your graveyard really quickly, so I kind of like it. And there's also a Screaming Revenant, but I think this one's going to be better. I'll take a rare, even though I'm not playing any of those cards. So let's pick 7. So 1 new card. This is 23. I don't even know if I want to play Promising Vein, honestly. Oh, Grasping Shadows is really good, too. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets Death Touch and Lifelink, and you get a Dread counter on this. Once you get the 3rd Dread counter, this turns into a cave that taps for black and lets you remove a Dread counter to draw a card and lose a life. So, yeah, I think Grasping is going to be pretty solid here. And do I want to play more than 40 in this deck? Oh, River Herald Scout Wield. I could play a little more than 40. I have a bunch of mill. I have Waterlogged Hulk. I have a couple others. Hold on, let's see. 2 mana, draw a card and lose a life, but it leaves an artifact in play. But I don't really have a way to use that. I'll take the Song, even though I don't think I'm going to play that. I'll take another draw. Why not? So what... And then I have Matzalanti, so I have 2 mill every turn cards if I want them. I'll take another Ancestral Reminiscence, but I don't really think I'm going to play 2. I also have Screaming Phantom that mills me. I feel like I don't have quite enough mill to... Oh, another filter. Right. To justify going above 40. I guess I have Pirate Hat as well. I could also cut Brackish Blunder at this point. Let's see. I think the really hard turbo self-mill decks with like multiple Hulks or like Grim Captain's Throne definitely can justify playing above 40, but I don't really think I need to do that here. I mean, I guess I could play like 45 or something. If you draw Waterlogged Hulk or Matzalanti, then I feel like you'll be pretty happy that you played extra cards, but I do like the Pirate Hat too. So I need to cut a couple cards. I guess I could cut the Greedy Freebooter at this point. I have a bunch of like dorky little things. And I could cut probably Brackish Blunder. I have Double Council, Chupacabra Echo, Grasping at Shadows. And then maybe I cut one of the Frilled Caveworms as well. And just do this. And I think Promising Vein seems like a fine land to play. Get an extra permanent in your graveyard, that sort of thing. Okay, I like this. This looks like a really good deck, I think. So let's see how it plays out. Look, if we play a round or two and this deck starts to kind of run into self-mill issues, then I might end up going above 40 cards, but I don't think I want to start there. All right. Nice little 1, 2, 4, and then a 6 that I'm not that close to casting, but that's fine. We'll go Stalactite Stalker into Echo of Dusk here. Yeah, here's where Promising Vein would be pretty nice, I guess. Bloodthorn Flail, +2/+1. Alright. Ooh, if I draw an island, we are in. Turn 2, attack, and then Chart a Course. Well, I might still just play the Echo on turn 2, but turn 3 attack and Chart a Course would be really nice here. So Chart a Course is a really good draw. There aren't very many blue cards I would have wanted to draw in my hand with no islands, but Chart actually I think is good enough and requires just one island and gets me to my second island, so... Oh man, there goes my Starving Revenant. That's a shame. That card's really good. But it's okay. We've got enough value coming here. Sadly I don't descend based on that. I mean, I would be shocked if you didn't take the Starving Revenant. It's a 4-mana card and the best card in my hand. Alright, well, there's an island, but I don't really want to let my opponent know that Chart Course is coming. No reason to. I could chart and discard a card to put a counter on this and make this, you know, get closer, but I don't think that's a very good play. Basically, discarding a card to put a +1/+1 counter, this doesn't sound like a good idea. And because I have a 6-drop in hand, I really don't want to discard lands either. So, it'd be discarding a spell. Not in for that. Let's see what they've got. 2/3, 2-mana 2/3, okay. Are they going to equip the Bloodthorn Flail? They don't really have a reason to do it this instance, so I'm shocked that they don't. Oh, Pirate Hat. That's a rogue and that's a vampire spirit. So I can't quite line it up such that I get Pirate Hat, but let's just go Island, Chart a Course. Okay, passed the turn, and now I'm doing pretty good. Next turn I might just go play Pirate Hat, equip it on my Stalactite, attack, draw a discard. Another reason not to discard the Chart a Course. Interesting. They have 2 blockers now, so if they leave them be, I think what I'm going to do... Oh, Matzalantil the Great Door. Well, let's still just do the Pirate Hat play. Put 2 on Echo. Attack with the Echo of Dusk. Draw. And I guess I discard an island. Promising Vein is kind of nice. I can just put that in the graveyard kind of whenever I want. And if they double block, I'll kill the flyer, and I'm pretty happy with that. Either way, I get my Stalactite Stalker gets to descend up to a 2/2 now since I discarded an island. I mean, they have a Bloodthorn Flail in play, so there definitely is incentive for them not to block with their flyer. But I'm pretty happy with this either way, because this is also going to get life soon enough. And once that happens, then the flyer's not going to be able to erase it very easily. Alright, a Deathcap Marionette, milling some cards, land, and then maybe equip Bloodthorn Flail for 3 mana on the Phantom and attack. Yeah, that's a pretty good play. And I'm not going to trade Echo of Dusk for the Deathcap Marionette until I get Lifelink. Which, actually I can this turn, because this turn I can go Promising Vein, play Matzalanti, and sack the Vein, tap this to draw and discard, and all of a sudden that's 4 permanents in the graveyard. So this will be a 4/4. Oh, I even have the Pirate Hat. Yeah, the Pirate Hat's actually pretty good here, I think. And then I get to attack with both. The Deathcap Marionette trades for the Echo. This costs 6 mana, so they could do that next turn. Yeah, they'll have enough creatures. I gain 4 life, putting me to... Well, we'll see, because it depends if they attack with the Iron Paw. And from there, I get to play Council of Echoes, and that's pretty good. Alright. At some point, this will tap for a bunch of mana, but we'll see. I attacked and milled. Yep, I take 6. Draw for turn. Okay. I could also Ancestrally Reminisce. That will put... I'll discard a permanent. I'll go to 3 permanents, then I'll attack with Pirate Hat and go to 4 permanents. Okay, let's play Promising Vein. Cast Ancestral Reminiscence. Oh, I left the wrong mana up. I guess if with a swamp in hand, I should have just left an island up. Then I attack with both. Draw and discard. Though, I guess I'm still just discarding the Waterlogged Hulk anyway, so whatever. They block. These trade. I go to 18, you go to 13, and end of turn this becomes a 3/3. And then, yes, I get hit for 6 this turn, but then next turn I get to go Council of Echoes, bounce something, and that's pretty sick. And this is already a 5/6? Yeah, I think this card's good in this deck. Deep Cavern Bat. Oh, that's annoying. They can take my Council of Echoes, and it's a 1/1 flying lifelink. Okay. That means next turn... Well, I have the Stalactite Stalker, so if I want, I can sack that to kill the Deep Cavern Bat, which I kind of need to do. I'm taking 5 in the air. Also, if they equip the flail to the bat, it has lifelink, so that's not great for me either. So yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. I mean, I assume they're taking Council of Echoes. It doesn't really make sense to me to do otherwise. Whoa, we took... All right. I mean, I guess the 2-mana giant thing is good, but I don't know. Getting to bounce the 4/3 and then have a big flyer in play seems pretty good too. Oh, they might move the flail because in anticipation of me bouncing, which is a reasonable play for sure. Unfortunately, the Stalactite Stalker is not going to be... Oh, they have 1 card left. Interesting. I'm at 12. Yeah, I gotta play Council this turn. The Council has met. It has decided to have... Let's bounce the Screaming Phantom. Hit for 3. Next turn... If I draw a land, I can play... Ukbenbach and Skullcap Snail in the same turn. If I don't, so join the deck -5, -5. That was your plan all along. Okay. That's 7. Land is good. Let's go, let's see, 3. So let's go Skullcap Snail you. See what you exile. I mean, they must have a spell in hand if they're thinking about which one to discard, or exile in this case. I assume I'm getting the other one and not the Screaming Phantom. Though if I get Screaming Phantom, that card's pretty good. Oh, they're gonna Plains Cycle. Sure, and then exile the Plains. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I'm gonna hit and then spend these to give this -3/-3. I have to kill the bat. Flying Lifelinker, and then I get this back. I play Souls of the Lost, and I think I'm gonna discard a card. I'm gonna discard Ukbenbach because I can just bring that back, and it's like I can bring it back only once, but I don't think I'm gonna need to bring it back more than once. And now Souls of the Lost is gonna do its best at closing out this game before I die on the flyer. Basically how I look at it. I guess you have to chump this turn. You can equip, jump. I mean, it's going to be close. Basically, if I draw an answer to the flyer, I can win. And if my opponent doesn't draw a creature next turn, though I guess they get to flip this next turn, so we know they're drawing a creature. So I need to draw another Council of Echoes or a Chupacabra here. Which means I'm probably playing the Great Door here. But I guess I could equip the Pirate Hat first. Oh, then the Skullcap Snail can't really attack. Let's equip this on Souls of the Lost. Attack and loot. Discard an island. Alright, so now that's lethal. And this doesn't really make anything lethal. I guess I'll leave the Promising Bait up, and then I'll draw and discard a card here. Alright. I guess I'll just leave this land in hand. So they hit me down to 3, and then flip Visage of Dread into a 5/4 chump blocker. And I get to look at one from my draw step, one from Pirate Hat, one from Matlazantil. So I've got a bunch of looks here at something to answer. Let's see, how many outs do I have? Council, Chupacabra, Grasping definitely works. Screaming Phantom, that's 3. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. They could mill here, I guess they might as well. And then they're gonna hit, and I go down to 3. And it's gonna be on me whether I draw a card here that does anything. I get a couple looks. There's one. Here's number 2. Ooh, that actually helps me. Let's see, let's go River Herald Scout. I get to decide where to explore. Grasping at Shadows. Oh, so close. That would have been good enough if I could have gotten it into play before, but I drew the River Herald Scout off the loot. I needed to draw that one for my turn, because now I can't keep grasping. So now I'm really grasping. I'm grasping for my last card. All right, boom, boom, boom. I drew my out, but I have to discard my land, so I can't cast it. All right, well, what a game. What a game. I liked the way a lot of this worked out, but it turned out that the Bloodthorn Flail eventually got me. That was a close one. All right, I think we can rally. I feel like the deck played out very nicely, so I feel like that was just a really close game that we ended up barely losing, despite having, I think, an overwhelming advantage of creatures. They just were able to steal the game with flyers before I was able to stabilize. 'Cause the other thing is, let's say they had killed my creature and I had killed theirs. I was still drawing like multiple cards a turn with loots and pirate hats and whatnot, so I feel like I would have found more action sooner. All right, well, this hand's pretty good. Swamp is good. Let's go Waterlogged Hulk. Mill 1. And hopefully we draw a 2-drop here. Sunshot Militia. Ooh, that's nice. Mill 1, and this is why it's important to have all permanents in your deck. Now this thing is going to grow. If I had milled one of the like 3 spells in my deck and this didn't get the counter, that would have been a bummer. No, then I go Cartographer's Companion. Oh, sounds like they're going to kill my thing. And then Grasping Shadows, and that seems like a pretty solid place to be. We've got their 1/3 in play. And I'm ready to roll here. See if they can take out the Stalker. Otherwise, it's going to be like a 1-mana 3/3. Alright, they upgraded it. Oh, Deathcap Marionette, huh? Well, let's just do this. Mana efficiency and all that. Mill. Ship the turn here. Grasping is also nice because it eventually just turns into a land, so I think I'm just going to play that so I can attack with the Companion, gain 2 life, and then start working towards flipping the Grasping here. Yeah, I'm going to take it. And oh, that one's good. They attacks, they can tap 2 untapped artifacts and creatures. Alright, well, I think I still do this. I could have attacked or played the Deathcap Marionette, but I feel like getting to 3 counters on the Grasping when I have a kind of expensive hand is good, though maybe it would have been better just to play the Marionette. The problem is if I play Marionette and they remove it, I'm set back a lot because I also spent 2 mana instead of 4. But they are going to get to attack and discover. Alright, I guess they get to attack. And then tap those 2 and see if they discover into a torch. Okay. Well, that is now the answer to the Deathcap Marionette. Oh, that's not bad either. Am I going to explore here is kind of the question. I guess I can't cast both my things anyway. So let's explore on the companion. Would like to hit a land. Nice. Swamp. Perfect. Land. Attack the mill and then go Death Cap Marionette. Oh yeah, I will mill. Echo of Dusk. There's 21 cards left. I'll mill again, sure. Alright, and then now they can equip the torch and sack it to kill the marionette. But I do have an Echo of Dusk as a blocker, and then next turn I'll be able to cast Council because this is guaranteed going to flip and it's not tapped or anything. So I know I'll be able to Council to bounce the Sunborn, which I don't mind at all. I guess the way it doesn't flip is if somehow they kill all my creatures so I can't attack. But that doesn't seem very likely to me, given the circumstances. Hunter's Blowgun gives a creature +1/+1, Death Touch on your turn, Reach on the other turn. Alright. And Sunfire Torch the Death Cap Marionette. And oh, they actually stacked it wrong because now they have to tap those two instead of tapping the torch. They got another Blade Master. Okay, I guess I'm gonna take it. I'm not chumping here. And okay, we have a bunch of stuff in play. Stuff and things. Oh, they have another play because it's not that. That doesn't equip. Huh. Alright. Oh, Council of Echoes is going to be good next turn. And I think I just attacked with the Cartographer's Companion again. Oh, that's good. And I could attack with the Echo of Dusk. Oh, maybe that's actually better. If I bounce the Sunborn. They only have one artifact in play for the Blade Master. Okay, I guess I will attack with the Echo then. Give it lifelink even though it doesn't need it. And then play Council. Bounce the Sunborn. And pass. And I don't really think I need to mill with Waterlogged Hulk anymore. I've got my one card I can cast out of my graveyard. I've got enough Descend for all the stuff I need, so feel like I'm pretty good shape. So I want them not to have an artifact this turn. If they don't have an artifact this turn, I feel pretty good about things. But we'll see. Okay, they had a 3/1 haste. Not ideal. And they're going to equip the Belligerent Yearling. So it's going to have Death Touch and Trample. Alright. I guess they're attacking with the two Brazen Blade Masters and the Yearling. I wouldn't imagine they're attacking with Hotfoot Gnome, especially since they're going to want to give this thing haste next turn. And next turn, I guess I'm really hoping to draw Chupacabra would be nice. Okay, so the Blade Masters are on. And block there. I guess take 8, sure. I don't really like it, especially since I'm going to get pinged for 1 with the Sunshot Militia in a second here. But I do have an Echo of Dusk. That's something. Though I don't think I'm winning this game. This is not looking... This thing, it has not progressed well. 6 mana, huh? I'm at 2, so I have to attack with this so I don't die to Sunshot Militia. And then this comes down. I have 1 blocker. All right. We're starting 0-2. Not ideal. I feel like we could rally though. Let's do it. Let's do it. We had no reason to give up now. All right. Let's see. We're 0-2. We're ready to make a stunning comeback. I do think this deck is good though, so we'll see. I do like this hand. Turn 1 Stalker, turn 2, I guess Pirate Hat, and then Motlazontil will have. Oh, that was such a good draw. Turn 2 Marionette mills me for 2, makes the Stalker grow on turn 2. That sounds pretty perfect to me. Stalker. Either way, I will mill for 2. Attack. Okay, I guess they have a land cycler maybe. And the Stalker gets big. Oh, they had something and they didn't want to do it. Alright, that works for me. That works for me. No plays in the first 2 turns for them, where I went 1 drop into 2 drop is pretty good. Plains. Huh? Alright, I don't know what's going on here, but guess I'll find out. Alright, then I'll play the Great Door. And I'm going to loot away this Pirate Hat, most likely. Oh, they did have a land cycler. That's what I thought. Oh, they're playing 4 colors at least. Once went 4. Let's go all the way to 5. Alright, let's draw. Discard Pirate Hat. I think, yeah, because there's a good chance I'll just want to cast Ukbenbach on turn 5. No reason to go for the full value and discard it. I might end up doing that, but Pirate Hat is just not a card I care about keeping. Waterlogged Hulk, also less necessary at this point, so I'm going to discard that. I'm going to play Grasping. Attack for 3 lifelink. And then this goes up to a 4/4. Now we're really rolling. I mean, granted, my opponent had a very slow draw. Their first play was a turn 4 Screaming Phantom, so that's not really very good. But I will say, turn 1 Stalker, turn 2 Marionette, turn 3 Door, turn 4 Grasping is like a pretty strong start myself. Like, I feel like this deck is also just doing great. All right, let's play Ukbenbach. Attack and loot here. So discard Island. And then this Stalactite Stalker is really just going the distance here. It's been a 1 mana 5/5 so far. Alright, we're on the board. We are on the board. And 1 and 2. I think even from this position at 1 and 2, where 1 loss eliminates us, I bet we can get to 5 wins. Let's go. You gotta have faith, you know. All right. Well, opponent goes first. I do have faith, but this hand isn't very good. All right. If I draw Stalactite Stalker, this hand becomes awesome. It's also fine. This deck has a lot of really cheap cards. It's got like Deathcap Marionette and the 2 mana 3/3 lifelink and stuff like that. So I feel like this hand with a turn 2 Chart a Course, discard Pirate Hat probably. It has turn 4 Frilled Cave Worm as a decent blocker. I will keep this hand, even though this hand, if they go like planes into a small creature, it's going to be a problem. Okay, playing as black, white. Echo Dust. Okay. Oh, there's a Marionette. Yeah, we'll just start with that. Perfection. Mill 2, mill a land, and Skullcap Snail, totally fine. The question now is, I was going to say, do I attack with Chart a Course, but it's going to sack it, so whatever. It's done. Let's start with Chart, and then keep an option open as to which one drop I draw. I think I will still discard Pirate Hat, land, Waterlogged Hulk, mill. Oh, this is nice. This hand has developed really nicely. I now have 5 permanents in my graveyard. So I kind of want to wait to play Starving Revenant until I can get the Descend going, which means next turn I go Cave Worm, mill the 6. Yeah, this will work out, I think. 4 mana, 4/5? Yeah, we take those. And then we'll just play this now. And if they kill the Cave Worm, then I'm at 8 permanents next turn for the Revenant. Oh, and I mailed Ukbenbach. Nice. Free value. Alright, they Plane Cycle. Did they not Plane Cycle on their turn 3 and they missed a land drop? Or on turn 4, rather? No, they didn't. Alright, I'm being crazy. And they went... Wait, no, they did. They went turn 2 Echo, turn 3 Tithing Blade, turn 4 3 lands out. They just didn't Plane Cycle. I guess I can get an island out of here. I don't think I want to discard Ancestral Reminiscence, especially with this in play, casting the Reminiscence is pretty great. Alright, 7. Mill card 8. Land and Revenant. Surveil. I will keep one of these. I'll put one in the graveyard. I do need to make sure I draw at least one land. So I lose 3 life, but then I get to ping them. So I really only lose 2 life. And then now Council of Echoes is pretty nice at giving me a nice blocker. And then, I mean, if I cast this, I draw 3 cards, discard a card, and then puts 3 Revenant triggers on the stack, which is nice. The one thing that this deck is missing, it would be nice if I did end up with one of the Raised Deads. At this point, once my creatures hit the bin, I can't get them back. Well, Upenbach is the exception, of course. Don't want to make a mistake. All right. 4 mana, 3/3. Great. I'm in. And then go land, council. Council has arrived. Bounce your 3/3. Attack with the Revenant. And I don't think I need to mill anymore. I think I've already milled the Upenbach and my Revenant's on. Everything is going great. So if they draw a land and then they play Veto and they sack an artifact to it, then I'm just going to play another Council and that basically just ends the game. Soul Coil Viper. Yeah, sure. That's also irrelevant. They can bring back this thing, but I'm just going to bounce the Viper anyway, so good luck. Play Council, the Viper, and attack for 8. At this point, they're probably going to chump the Revenant with the Snail, would be my guess, and then they're just dead to the Council. The Council of Councils here is getting them, and then next turn I'll even get to ping on my draw and then ping for 3 more if I need to. Not that I do. I mean, they're just dead to the 2 flyers probably. Okay, okay. It's heating up. It's heating up. We're getting there. Let's see if they've got any sort of answer. And I'm at 14, so I don't really feel like they're threatening me really. Screaming Phantom. That is not the answer. Descend. I'm just gonna cast this. Wow, it didn't tap my mana very well. Discard a land. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Yeah. I mean, I guess they weren't technically dead. They were just gonna double chump and go to 1. All right, comeback trail. Don't call it a comeback. I like the Waterlogged Hulk. Let's just make sure. Do we want the 1-mana 1/1 pirate, the greedy freebooter, or another frilled cave worm? Is kind of my question. I could see the freebooter, especially with Pirate Hat. It's kind of a nice little combo. Maybe I cut this thing because it's a little slower. All right, I'm in to try that. And getting a treasure and a scry 1 actually is kind of nice when I have 2 councils at 6 mana that playing those a turn early can be really, really good. Bring back Upenbach maybe. Got some good high end, so I think the greedy freebooter does make a little bit of sense. All right, we're 2-2. I've guaranteed 5 wins, but we could get more. You know, we'll see. We could get less also, but again, we'll see. And I do like how this deck has turned out. I also wonder, it's possible that I want to play like the bounce spell, but I feel like with the Chupacabra and the 2 councils, I have a decent amount of interaction, and then I've got Grasping for Lifelink, which I think is a pretty nice one too. I'm on the play. Oh, look at this hand. This hand is amazing. And I have River Herald Scout, so it's going to be really hard for me to miss my 4th land drop. I'm not saying it's not possible, but pretty much any spell I see I'm going to bin here. Really just hope to hit a land. Oh, well, almost any spell. Chart of Course is an exception, because that also effectively guarantees me a land. Okay, so I'm going to have to cast the chart and discard a card, which is a shame. And let's discard the snail, I think. I feel like the Marionette milling 2 and having Death Touch is a little better than them exiling a card. And then look at this hand. This hand is just so good. I could play an Echo for 2, but I think I'm going to want to lead with Starving Revenant here. Well, I guess I'm just going to get the Marionette out as well. I'm not giving rid of my land, and my 4 drops are all way too good. Alright, let's go Starving Revenant, and I'm probably just going to keep both cards. Yep. I'll take 6, whatever. I feel like I'm not getting attacked right now, and my hand is very strong, and to make Souls of the Lost the best, I want extra material to discard or sacrifice, so I think that 4 mana, 4/4, a pay 6 life, draw 2 cards, pretty nice. Alright, 1/3 Death Touch. That's a little annoying, because I don't have a good way to kill it. I guess what I could do is I can go Promising Vein, Souls of the Lost. I'm just going to discard an island here, play a Stalker, and then pass the turn. I discard an island so this one descends, and I am going to sack the Promising Vein end of turn. And then if I draw a land, I can play Council, and if I don't draw a land, I can play Chupacabra. Alright. Discover 3. Oh man, into Bitter Triumph? That's okay. At least they have to discard a card. So they're going to kill my Souls of the Lost for sure. The card is a lot more threatening. So they paid 3 life. No attacks. Let's go crack this. Get an island. Draw. Deep Goblin Skulker. Let's go Chupacabra Echo. Kill the Cave Crawler. Attack with these. If they want to double block the Stalker, I'll trade for the Geological Appraiser. That's fine. I don't think that the Stalker is getting that much bigger. It's not even going to grow this turn as things currently are. Now they're at 13 and they're facing down a 4/4 and a 3/2. And my hand is pretty good. Any land gets me Council to bounce their next play. Hopefully their next play is not just kill my Revenant, though it kind of feels like that's what it is. Yeah. Alright. Well, this is still fine. Let's attack. I mean, we're actually just going to make this play. Play the Council. Bounce the Echo. And now next turn we have Echo kill their thing. Again, I hope their play isn't just kill my Council. Like, if they're gonna be on 4 mana and just cast a removal spell every turn, yeah, I might lose this game. It's kind of annoying, but let's play the Skull Taker and pass. And now I need to find Ancestral Reminiscence or Grasping Shadows or something. The 4-land all removal spells, Join the Dead, Bitter Triumph, you know, it's just tough. Tithing Blade, they've just killed all my stuff. Sure. Don't really know what's up with that, but I'll block, I guess. They wanted to descend on this. That's not too exciting. All right. Oh, they were getting descend anyway. I just take 3. Draw. Let's go Echo on the Lava Tongue. And then hit for 2. And I'm just going to keep my lands in hand. I have a bunch of discard effects. I have like the Great Door. I have Ancestral Reminiscence. Alright. Need to draw another... Like Ukbenbach would be awesome here. Waterlogged Hulk would actually be totally fine. Okay. A 3 mana 4/3. That's not too bad. Oh, now 3/3 lifelink. That is too bad. Okay, Grasping Shadows is great here though. Because now... I get to attack with this with Menace, and now I have Death Touch and Lifelink, so they need to double block it to kill it. And yeah, oh, I'm happy with this. Alright, and then I go let it go. And if they attack with the Raptor, I guess I just take 4, because I attack back with Death Touch and Lifelink. Alright, let's hope their last card is not a removal spell. It's Trumpeting Carnosaur. Okay, at least they kind of missed. That didn't really do much. Waterlogged Hulk, huh? Okay, well, I guess I'll mill to try to mill Ukbenbach. Nope. And then I think I have to craft this. with an island. Make equipment, or a vehicle rather. 12, yeah, I'm gonna attack and give this death touch and lifelink. They're gonna block with the raptor. I go to 15. All right, this is gonna be a close game. If I draw a creature next turn and I can crew this and attack for 4 points of lifelink, I don't feel that bad. I guess they have a hidden volcano to use. Let's hope this misses. Okay, the snail is effectively missed. Get hit for 7. All right, this is a big turn here. Let's go Council of Echoes. Ukmenbach, we take those. I think I crew. Yeah, and I go to 12. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Attack, lifelink. Go to 12. Pass the turn. I could draw a card. I have no 1 mana play, and I don't really care about playing a land, so let's just pass in case I get discarded. All right, they can equip the blade. They can craft this with their Scytheclaw Raptor. I think that's their only dino in the graveyard, so they can make this into a 4/3 or 4/4. Okay, they got a 4/4. And then they can attack me for 7, which they probably should. Oh, they're attacking for 8. No, they probably shouldn't have done that. Now, any creature wins me the game here. I go to 3, draw. Because now I just go Frilled Caveworm, crew this, it's unblockable, right? I have 10 permanents in my graveyard. Oof, didn't think I was winning this game. It's funny because I thought I was going to win this game, and then I thought I was going to lose this game, and then somehow ended up winning. All right, well, that was a sick game. All right, the dream's still alive. When we traded off all our cards, and then they played as their last card Trumpet and Carnosaur after just playing 5 removal spells, I thought I was for sure losing, but it missed on the Cascade, basically. And I ended up in a spot where the Grasping of Shadows was really good. So it gained me, it forced a double block on my Menace creature, which killed their 2 creatures. It gained me 2, 6, 10 life, and drew me a card. I'm on the play. Oh, look at this. The perfect 1-2-3 play. Stalactite Stalker, Echo of Dust, Screaming Phantom. All right. I mean, we're on 1-2-3 on the play with the last card in our hand being an awesome 6-drop. The only thing we're missing is a Chart of Course, which has been really, really good so far. You see why I don't mind high picking it. The only thing is the first 2 turns I'm not getting Descend on the Stalker. You know, we got spoiled with our turn 1 Stalker, turn 2 Waterlogged Hulk, but oh, they're shocking me. Alright, well, that's fine, that's fine. We'll play that Echo of Dusk. And play Screaming Phantom. After that is the plan. Okay, well, their 2-drop kind of missed. It gives the creature +1/+0 haste. It's not really impressive. Play this, hit for 2, and then next turn we've got Snail. Alright, Chart of Course. Chart of Course. Let's see, they got a 2/1 and it makes a map. Alright. Are they gonna hit for 4? Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. I've got a Snail ready to go. Oh, I wanted to mill that. It should have been the next card down. On the land and milled the Ukmenbach. It's okay. Now, land or spell's pretty good. The only thing that's bad now is basically if I draw my second Council of Echoes because I can't cast it, or like Waterlogged Hulk because it's kind of low impact, but almost everything else is going to be pretty good. Okay, so this has haste, and then they transform this into a land that taps for red, and you can pay 3, tap it, and give a creature +X/+0 and haste. You take it though. Well, I found the card that wasn't good. I guess I leave. Blue up. Let's draw. Discard Ukmenbach. And if my Screaming Phantom mills a permanent, which it did, I get to hit for lifelink damage, which is nice. Alright, I'm just hoping to draw a land here. I'm leaving back Skullcap Snail. I don't think there's a reason to risk taking like way too much damage off of this. And it keeps the 2/1 back anyway. 1/1 Vigilance, and then they can give it +X+0 and haste, so they can give it 4 +3+0 and haste. Sure. If I don't hit a land of my draw step plus the Great Door, that will be unfortunate. Okay, they killed my Screaming Phantom. And I guess they're gonna just tap those two, maybe tap those two, and then attack for 6. I'll probably chump that. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Oh, they're attacking for 5. Huh. No, I guess I'll take it. Okay, draw. Alright, land, please. Okay. Play this. Exile the last card. 3/1. And attack with this. I'll trade for those 2 creatures. That's fine. Alright, I feel like I'm in because the Gem Guard does get to explore. Oh man, they're drawing that. Oh yeah, okay. So that's a 3/5 that can get tap 2 untapped artifacts or creatures. It's got, this thing has trample too, so they can pump the Gem Guard. Now I wish I'd attacked with one of the snails. I guess I will block. Okay, draw. Oh my god. Alright, I have to discard a council. It's so brutal. Land. Play the council. Bounce the Gem Guard, I think. Because it's already gotten up to a 7/7. Yeah, that's the plan. And then we're not going to race this game. I'm going to have to block the Gold Fury Strider with my 2 creatures. Really hated that I had the discard a council there, but I have the Ukbimbak, which is coming back. And if we trade off for this Gold Fury Strider, then they don't have as many artifacts to pump the Gem Guard. And I've got a Chupacabra Echo in my deck somewhere, which, at least the Great Door now, I would have preferred to draw a land the turn I drew it, but now that this thing's going, it actually helps a lot. Oh man, Tinker's Tote. Okay, so they made a bunch of artifacts. So now they can pump this thing twice. I guess they're gonna... they didn't hit a land, or they didn't hit a spell. Great. That would have been really bad for me. Okay. Yep. We're getting in. Yep. Alright, and I take 2, I'm at 10. Alright, well, getting Gold Fury Strider off the board is fantastic, so that's a good start. Draw. I think I'll just keep looting here. Cool, now we have tons of lands. And then bring back Ukbimbak. Keep the land in hand to loot away. They're going to play their Gem Guard, and I need to find Chupacabra Echo fairly quickly. The Revenant would be a great draw too. I think a lot of my low impact draws are gone, which is nice. Oh, they're just going to do this. They're going to make their gnome, I mean, because +1/+0 and haste. Alright, I'll take 5, I guess. And then now they can equip the Idol of the Deep King if they want onto this thing. It's a +2/+0 equipment. Sure, that's fine. Honestly, if I draw any creature, I mean, this is a sorcery, yeah. I feel like I can just attack for 6, put them to 3, and then attempt to race. Souls of the Lost, that's a creature. Alright, well, hold on. I could flip this now. Oh wait, there's only 3, there's creature land artifact. Oh, I have no spells in my graveyard or enchantments. Okay, so I can't flip this now, in which case I'll just do this. Souls of the Lost. Sack an island. And then I attack them down to 3. Oh, this thing has vigilance too. Oh, okay. This thing's pretty good, actually. I was underrating it a bit. And now they're in actually a lot of trouble because they've got 2 lethal creatures and this is Menace. So they need to block 3 things, which means they can't really get their aggressive cards going. And Souls of the Lost is a 13-14. So that thing is dropping the beats here. Oh man, if I find Grasping Shadows, then the game is just over. So I think they're in a lot of trouble. I guess their best out is like they drew another creature this turn and they can leave 1 creature behind, but I still think that is going to be difficult for them to do. All right, let's crack the Promising Vein and get a swamp into play. Draw. Okay, well, unfortunately missed on everything, but I feel like trading off and chumping leaves me in still a fantastic place. They can gain 3 life, but that doesn't really do either. And I think I just passed the turn. I'm at 5. I mean, there are some things I die to. Like, I can die to a cheap enough creature. This costs 2 to equip. And this costs 4 to use. Do they have the land to kill me? No, they can hit me to 1 though. Is that it? Okay, they didn't get me, and then I'm just gonna attack. Oh, what a game! Oh, these games have been really good. And that game, they had some sick artifact stuff going, for sure. All right, what are we at? 4-2 now? 3-2? Feels like these games have been such a battle. 4-2. All right, yeah, we're doing it. Let me see again. There's a chance that, like, no, Ray of Ruin's too expensive, but maybe Brackish Blunder, or maybe this, -X, -O, and Mildew. I feel like I don't want to get rid of, like, any of the cheap creatures. I guess I could get rid of Pirate Hat. And maybe the Deep Goblin Skull Taker is not good, but no, I think that one's fine. All right, I'm going to try getting rid of Pirate Hat for Song of Stupefaction and see if that helps. Actually, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to get rid of the... No, I want to get rid of the Deep Goblin Skull Taker for another Frilled Cave Worm. I'm worried about my curve in that sense, but I just put a defensive card in. All right, let's try doing that. I think the guaranteed 4 mana, at least, well, guaranteed 2/5, often 4/5, is going to be better because the Skull Taker, in your good draws, it definitely can do some good growing, but I think in the failed cases, it's not very good. All right, well, this hand's great. This is where I'm going to draw Frilled Cave Worm and really wish it was a 3-drop. Alright, well, it's 50-50. I'm going to flip a coin and use random.org. Alright, let's see. If it was an odd, then the cave worm I drew was the one that was a Skull Taker. No, it was even. Okay. Just making sure. They killed my thing, that's fine. I'm just going to play Starving Revenant next turn. And Grasping Shadows with Starving Revenant's nice. It's just like a pretty big creature for that. Land, Revenant. And honestly, I don't really need... It's not even so much that I don't want to pay the life, it's that I have 6 lands already, so... These extra lands aren't really going to help me that much, and I'd rather just descend. I'd rather just get those cards into the graveyard. So I would have preferred to draw 1 card and put 1 land in the graveyard, but this is still fine. Okay, they played a cave, and I can't block them, so they can just attack if they want. If they kill the Revenant, then I play a 4/5, and then I can play Grasping with that, and that's also pretty good. It plays, oh, nice. So we go Grasping, Stalker, attack, and gain 4 life. And we're getting going here. Next turn, we're going to get to make the same attack probably, and then play Frilled Graveworm if nothing pops up. Wouldn't mind drawing like one of my card draw spells or something here. We've got the Echo and the 2 lands in the graveyard. I don't know what they're thinking about. They're not going to block here. You're not chumping at 20 life. They're just, I mean, they're mousing over stuff, but yeah. All right, I'm at 22. Even if they kill something, it's not that bad. All right, sure. Kill my 1/1. They have 3/4 that mills 2. Okay. And then attack for 4, and they both get counters. Sure. Deathcap Marionette. Oh, that's really nice. So let's attack. I think they might have wanted to leave a Skull Taker back so they could threaten a double block. I'm glad. Well, I guess the Death Touch makes that kind of bad too. Maybe they just want to wait 1 turn until this is a 4/4 to try to block. But they sure are thinking about chump blocking at very high life total a lot. You block there. Deathcap Marionette. I will mill the 2. Oh, nice. And, oh, the Charge Course. And then I have 4/5. So now I can even double block a Skull Taker here. And if they kill either creature, the other one still takes the Skull Taker down. Oh, well. We're at 6 permanents. We're getting close to 8 for the Revenant here. Okay, so they get to Swamp Cycle that so that their Skull Takers get to grow. Ooh, and they play a 1/1 Leech that can gain Death Touch. Okay. It's not going to change anything now, so let's go attack with the Revenant. No, attack with the Cave Worm. Actually, I guess it's the Cave Worm is a better attacker. Because if they double block, they can't kill the Cave Worm. Which is nice. Alright, they take it. Aspen gained me 12 life this game. And then let's go Riverheld Scout first. Ancestral Reminiscence. Oh, yeah, I will keep that on top. And I guess I could draw now, but unfortunately I'm 1 mana short of using it. I think the Reminiscence is too good to pass up, though. So they can craft with a creature. They have a creature to craft with if they want. Okay. I guess leaving the Cave Worm back to double block would have also been kind of nice. Let's see. I have 6 permanents. I'm trying to think if I get to... I don't think I'm getting to enough permanents to justify keeping this thing around instead of just trying to block off here. Especially since I'm drawing a bunch of cards, so I feel like I'm going to win a longer game fairly well. Alright, trade off 1. I'll go to 16. It does mean the other Skull Taker is going to get big. Or bigger, but... And then they're going to flip a Tithing Blade here to have a Drain 1 out. Sure. That's fine. And then end of turn, they get a counter, and then on their upkeep, they gain a life, or they lose a life. I lose a life, and they gain a life. All right. Draw. Go to 15. Okay, draw. I have a bunch of 6-drops in my deck, so let's just draw with this first. That actually worked out kind of poorly, but let's Ancestrally Reminisce here. Alright. And Greedy Freebooter is not terrible. The Poison Dart Frog can block and gain reach, so let's just play this. I'm going to play my land. And pass the turn. And I'm going to get drained down to 13, but it's not that bad. I guess they're going to flip the other blade now, but they can't really attack very effectively. Oh, they're going to discover. Okay. Sure, that's actually not that big of a deal. Like, I don't love it, but I've got 2 creatures in hand. They can take one of them. They can take the flyer, I guess, because that can block the Deep Cavern Bat. But these Cave Worms can start attacking soon. If I can bounce the Skull Taker, like if I can find one of my Echoes, I've got 2 Echoes and a Chupacabra, then I can open the door for a pretty nice attack. Though I guess the Poison Dart Frog has reach now, so less. I go for 6/6. River Herald Scout. Yeah, I guess I'll start with that in case I have a land on top. Matlazanti, the Great Door. Huh. Yeah, that's probably fine. Go to 12 here. I feel like I've got a lot of really good cards left in my deck that I want to try to get to, and I think the Great Door is probably better than a random card. So I go to 11. I'm going to get hit down to 10, and then they're going to have 2 of those out. Oh wow, they really should. If they don't have a land in hand, it's kind of weird. They really should be flipping this Tithing Blade. Maybe they just go land flip it now. That'd be like my highest priority, honestly. Alright, 10. Oh, they just want to play 2 things. Sure. Alright, let's draw. Ooh. I think I can discard Ukbenbach, because I might end up playing that twice, or not needing to play it twice, rather. That's descended. Alright, let's draw. Okay, okay. I guess I put this thing into play. And then cast turn. I'm losing life at a rate I don't like. So this has creature and land in the graveyard right now. Alright. And then now they're going to flip the other blade, and now I'm in trouble. Let's see, what do I want to hit? I mean, I guess if I get Chupacabra Echo and I kill the Deep Combat, that's not bad. Right, Council of Echoes. Return target non-land permanent other than Council of Echoes to its owner's hand. If I attack with this, they can block with like those two, the 3/1 and the 1/1. 13, 4, 7, 8, 9. I guess I just give up the Frilled Caveworm and I play Council and replay the Screaming Phantom. Yeah, that sounds fun, I guess. Drawing Chupacabra first would have been kind of interesting, because then I would get to go like Chupacabra, kill something, bounce it, Chupacabra, but bounce that. It's too bad I can't bounce Grasp. If I could bounce that, I actually would have. That would have been sick. Yeah, I guess their Skull Taker has really gotten to the point where it's going to be hard to attack on the ground. And then the Spider plus the Frog actually do a good job blocking in the air. So I think I'm going to lose this game. It's unfortunate. I was hoping to get to 5 wins. But you know what? Battling back from 0-2 to 4-2 is not too bad. Even if I probably lose now. Okay. Draw. Ha, if I had looted in response, I wouldn't have lost anything. That's funny. Yeah, I can't win this game. It took too long, and the Consuming Sepulchres got me. But you know what? I think this deck was good. I think it was actually quite good. I think I on average probably get between 4 and 6 wins most of the time, but we got 4, so I think that's on the low end. Starving Revenant was great. Chupacabra Echo was great. The Councils were good. Though that 6 mana a little expensive. Souls of Lost was great. Stalactite Stalker was great. I had a bunch of like the Descend rares. The Door was just okay. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't like, I don't know if it was even better than Waterlogged Hulk, to be honest. I don't think you're flipping it very often. And overall, I guess I could have used one more finisher, which I just didn't have. I mean, I don't think the Skull Taker is really that, but overall, I thought this deck played out really nicely, and I look forward to drafting more Descend decks. This looks like the kind of thing I like to do. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow, probably a cube draft tomorrow, but appreciate you hanging out with me as I played some Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and I'll be back next time. I'll see you then.